Hello, welcome to the Knitting Project. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family and my animals. Today is Thursday, the 14th of November 2024, and this is episode 166. Welcome if you are a new viewer. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you being here. I love your comments. Thank you so much for your comments on all my videos. I hope you're enjoying the little snippets. I've got an interesting one today. I'm really looking forward to recording today's. I was debating whether I was going to record it, cast on the project, and then show the project on the podcast and record the podcast tomorrow. But as I'm sitting here thinking about that, it occurred to me, if I do that, then I actually shorten next week's podcast. So I'm like, no, we're just going to go with what we've got today. I haven't got a huge amount because I am still knitting the secret things. I have one tiny bit of one left to do, and then I'm completely done. So I can then tell you what they were. Short of telling Brendy, Barbara, Vicky and Kate not to look for that section, I don't really know what else to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm hopefully going to get them gone at the weekend. That's my plan, is that by Sunday they're out of the house. So next week I can show you. And I'm going to say to them, please open them straight away. Otherwise you are going to get spoiled on the podcast. I've got my coffee. It's a really grey day here today, so the lighting's actually really good, which is nice. I like the lighting when it's like this. Right, I haven't got a huge amount to show you. Where's the long and the short of that? I've got even less if I can't find the podcast basket. Right, so, first of all, it's the good old Vintera sole, and I have made some progress on this since I last saw you. I'm on another ball of the green yarn, which is exciting. And this is all needles at the moment, which makes showing it a bit of a mission, to say the least. Right, where is it? I was there when you last saw this, and I was going down the 7 centimeters underneath the arm. Now I was correct that that then put in the waist shaping, so that it goes in for the waist and then out on the hips. But because I'm so short-waisted, like my waist is just like literally there, things like that never look right on me, so I'm just doing straight. It's just going to be straight. So it will be a little bit more knitting, obviously, and possibly use a bit more yarn. I'm not unduly concerned. So anyway, I stopped doing that, and then I've started on the sleeve. So I've picked up for the sleeve. And as sleeve pickups go, this is a really good one. Normally I get massive gaps and holes, which I then subsequently fix at the end. When I'm sewing in ends, I then fix the holes and sew the holes together. But yeah, no holes, which is very unusual for me. I'm doing my sleeves on I've got upper needle size for my sleeves, so these are 4.5mm needles. And the reason I've gone upper size is because I do not like tight sleeves on my arms. I've got big arms anyway, and I don't like anything like really tight on them. So I've gone up a needle size, and I've also gone up a stitch count. So I've done the stitch count for the largest sleeve size. I picked up the largest sleeve size stitches. So where you cast on for the underarm, I cast on more stitches. I think it was supposed to be 6 each side, and now it's 8 each side. So there's 4 more stitches. So hopefully, between going up the needle size and casting on more stitches, these will be nice loose sleeves. But again, it's going to take more yarn. You can see why I'm a little bit concerned. That said, it has got colour work on the cuff. I'm also going to not decrease these until I get nearer the bottom. So it'll be a bit like this sleeve. Although this has got decreases down, but not. It's quite a gentle decrease. This is a really old cardigan. I did not knit this. This is a store-bought cardigan. So I thought I might do the same sort of thing here, and just do gentle decreases. I've got to work out how many stitches I need to decrease to, because obviously it'll affect the colour work. I would like it by the time it gets to here to be the right size, because I have tiny wrists. I mean, it's the only small thing of me, but I have tiny wrists, which is ridiculous. I'm totally out of proportion. Totally out of proportion. So I do need to grade it down so that it gets to the right stitch count before the colour work. But I don't have to worry about it just yet, because, you know, my sleeve is literally that long. I've only done that amount, so I haven't done much at all. But it's great car knitting. Not that I've been out in the car, probably why I haven't done anything. So this is the Vintera, just in case I've got any new viewers that have not seen it. And it's a pattern by Jennifer Steingass, and I've used a commercial yarn for this. I've used Serdar Country Classic, which is actually very soft and squishy, and it's a half wool, half acrylic mix. Just because it's I mean, I'm a big girl, so I use a lot of yarn, and I didn't know whether this would size right. So I thought, well, I'm just going to use a commercial yarn to start with before I start going into using indie dyed yarn, and see how this works up. And yeah, I do love it. I absolutely love it. I do need to get on with it. However, gift knitting has well and truly got in the way of getting this finished, which is really sad. So I really do need to get on with this. I did debate not gift knitting. I'm still debating not gift knitting, but I kind of also feel like I want to. So this is what I'm using. This is Serdar Country Classic. That's the brown, which is shade 679, and is called Chestnut. And then that is the green, which is shade 672 and is called Fern. And then that is the peach, but I don't have the peach's ball band. But it is a peach. I think it's called something peach, maybe peach Bellini or something peach. But it's more pink than it is peach. I mean, I think in there you can see it just comes up as almost like a baby pink rather than a peach. I did start using on there. I did start using holding it together with some fleece with some Syria alpaca, but because it makes me choke, I stopped and then just used it without, and it doesn't really notice. It's just like there's like a furry bit. It was quite a good place to stop because it looks intentional, even though it was not. Yeah, it's lovely. It's a really nice jumper. I really do want to get it finished. I want to be able to wear it. And it's hanging out in this giant bucket bag from So Me, which I love this bag, and it's kind of perfect for a giant jumper. So that's that project. And then my other project, you will not have seen for a while. So it is hanging out in a Christmas bag. So for me, after Remembrance Sunday, I get out my Christmas project bags, use Christmas progress keepers, and do the Christmas bag swap. Now I haven't done the Christmas bag swap yet because I want to film a snippet on that, but I have grabbed this out as a Christmas bag for this project. And yeah, this is a bag from Jilly Makes. I bought it at the Lay Family Yarn retreat last year. I absolutely loved it. Jilly does do really good Christmas bags because it's one of Jilly's Christmas bags that I bought at the retreat this year. Obviously everything about Jilly and her Christmas bags. Right, so this is an old friend that you have seen before, but not recently. Again, it's all needles. So these are the Tchaikovsky mitts by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade. And I decided I wanted to do some gift knitting. And given that I can't wear the floof, I'm going to give these away. They almost match that, don't they? It's already started to make me choke. So these are the Tchaikovsky mitts. They are really quick, easy make. They're perfect gifts. So I'm going to be making a few of these, but I thought I might as well finish these ones off because I have got them started, and then I can gift them to someone, and I haven't got to worry about the floof on them. So I'm using cinnamon and spice floof from Les Family Yarn. The thing is, I love it and I love using it, but it just makes me choke. And I'm using, what is this? Luxury alpaca, which is a fingering weight. It's 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere, and it's called Lavender Ice, and that's from Hedgerow Yarns. It is just so soft. I mean, I can't describe how soft having that and that together is. It's just like, it's almost like they don't exist. They're so soft, and they're light as a feather. They're so light. So they're beautiful. They're gorgeous mitts. I wish I could keep them, but I just can't. And I know the person I'm going to send these to will love them. So that's that present. And I'm going to do a few more of these mitts. I can do a mitt in a day. So if I really, and that's with working and everything. So it's like not constantly knitting. So if I really crack on with them, I can have a few of these to send out. And I think I decided I wanted about 5 pairs, so I do really need to crack on with them, hence why I thought, well, I might as well use the ones that I've started. So I'm going to get those. I've obviously finished one. I'm going to get those finished, and I've got halfway up the second one. I mean, to be fair, that's as much as I got done yesterday, because yesterday was an extremely busy day. I've got brownies tonight, so I may get this one finished today. I may not, because I have a new cast on as well, which you will find out all about on Saturday. Sorry for the teaser there, but if you watch my snippet on Saturday, you will understand. So yeah, that hasn't happened yet. I haven't recorded anything you will see on Saturday. I've not recorded yet, but I'm going to after I've done the podcast. But yeah, so I love how this comes up. I love this little pattern. It's just little pearl bumps, but they look like little waves, don't they? And yeah, it's so pretty. So pretty. I love it. Absolutely love it. But sadly, it does not love me, and it makes me choke. So I think at some point I just have to admit that I'm allergic to floof and to stop trying to knit with it. I will get those finished first. So it might be my last floof pattern. It's not, because I've got a Dust the Snow wrap and a different wrap from Helen Stewart that I have not finished. So they will get finished as well at some point. I think I just have to really pace myself. So that's that. As I said, hanging out in my little Jilly Makes bag. And sadly, that's the end of the knitting content. I've got, what have I got left in my basket? I've got the rest of the Advent that I've not used on the secret projects yet. As I said, this is an Advent from Castle View Yarns, which I love, and one of my lovely viewers, I actually bought it off of her D-stash, which is cool. And yeah, I can't wait to show you what I've actually made. Dear oh dear, all this secret squirrel stuff. It's not even in a bag, so I can't even show you the bag it's in. It's in a basket. So, but it involves bells and beads, which has been quite exciting. I've quite enjoyed it. And they're really cute, like mega cute. But I've got, as I said, I've got a tiny little bit of one left, and then they can all go at the weekend. So yay! Off they go. So next up is Happy Mail, and my Dark Knight arrived from Les Family Yarn. So I've got five of these. It's a little bit darker than it's showing up. It is blowing out a little bit on the screen. It's a bit darker than that. And it's DK, 75% merino, 25% nylon. And yeah, it's beautiful. So I ordered this at the retreat. And I'm going to do a colourwork jumper held together with this bruised peach. I think that's going to be stunning. I'm very much looking forward to that. Probably doing Jennifer Steingass's Boreal, but it's not set in stone yet. I might have a look and see what other ones there are. But yeah, that's going to be my jumper for me in indie dyed yarn, which I'm very much looking forward to. But I have also told myself I cannot cast this on until I have finished my other one, so I need to get that finished first. But yeah, it's going to be beautiful, isn't it? It's going to be so good. Oh, I love it. So yeah, that's 7 skeins I think between the 2 colourwork and the 5 mains. But that's it for my Happy Mail, because I have had nothing else turn up except for Advents. I've had a couple of Advents turn up. There's been a little bit in the Advents activity. So far I've not had any surprises. I have remembered all of the ones that I've got, but there's normally one that I'll be like, forgot I bought that one. This is the problem with them kind of not being released at the same time. I tend to go, oh yeah, I'd like that one, and then not remember I've got it. Which I know is a nice position to be in. I am very, very aware of that. I have a little budget that I put aside for Advents from my wages. I work hard for those Advents. So yeah, please, if you see that and go, oh my god, that is a lot of Advents, please bear in mind that I do work extremely hard to earn the money to be able to do that. That's my little treat at the end of the year. So yeah, that's it really. It's going to be an incredibly short podcast this week because I can't show you what I've been knitting on, which is ridiculous, isn't it? You would have seen my Christmas sock snippet. If you don't watch my snippets, I did a show and tell of all of my socks in my Christmas tin, my Christmas box of socks tin, and I had a huge surprise when I counted them up and realised I had 23. So I've got 23 pairs. I'd actually have 25, but 2 of the socks have lost their pair, so I've got one of each sock, which is really frustrating. So yeah, I've got 23 pairs, which is just how have I managed that? I hadn't realised, I don't think, as I've knitted them, how much they've added up. A lot of them are Advent socks. So I've got 1 pair of Advent socks that I've got this year. I've got the spin and blether ones. And there was 1 pair in the wash. So that would take me up to 25 without the 2 that I'm missing the other pair to. I'm thinking with those 2 that when I get my Christmas jumpers out, they're going to be upper sleeve or something like that. You know how things like cling, don't they? But I haven't got my Christmas jumpers out yet. I don't feel quite ready to do that. So next week I'm going to do this special thing that I'm doing today. I'm going to get that recorded, and then I'm going to do my Christmas mug swap at the weekend, so I'll get that recorded for next week. And I want to get the Christmas project bag swap done as well, so I'll get that recorded for next week. And then hopefully I'll also record a little bit of the little things that I've made, and I'll be able to include that into next week's podcast. So next week's podcast, hopefully will be a bit longer. This week's podcast, however, I can see it says 21 minutes on my phone, and to be fair, some of that will be cut out because I've been coughing or I've been turning around and grabbing skeins out of, oh, that just came undone. I've been grabbing skeins out of my boxes behind me. But yeah, how are you all getting on with your gift knitting? Is everybody gift knitting? Tell me below what you're making. That'd be exciting. And as I've said before, but if you've ever got any questions, please do ask them in the comments. I will either try and get back to you on the following podcast, or I will reply in the comments, or possibly do both. You never know. I didn't have any questions in last week's podcast. I've got nothing to reply to other than to say thank you very much for your comments. They are lovely, and it always makes me smile, and I see the same names pop up. It's lovely. That said, if you're new and you want to make a comment, please do. Be lovely to hear from you too. Thought I better pop on and do a proper ending for my podcast. This is the next day, and I've just gone to edit it. I realised I didn't end the podcast. I got interrupted out of it and just didn't finish it. So I'm going to do my usual ending, which is, I hope you're all okay wherever you are. Take care, and hopefully I will see you next week for what is hopefully a bit of a longer podcast.